Hi, Michelle Caskey with Tribeca Northwest Real Estate, here today at the Highlander, one of Capitol Hill's iconic condominium buildings built in 1965. My clients Brian and Dana bought a beautiful home here last year, and we've come to take a look.
My name's Dana. I'm a lifelong resident of Seattle. I've lived on the Capitol Hill with Brian for over 15 years, and we were in apartments, but then we had a chance to look at a condo and have now purchased a condo in the Highlander.
And I'm Brian. I moved to Seattle in 1985 when I went to college, and lived in Capitol Hill on and off since 1987, with the exception of maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years. So I'm very familiar with the neighborhood, and these condominiums on this block were always just something I looked at ever since I lived here, and I always wondered what they were like, never thinking in a million years I'd ever be able to live in one, and now I do. I'm very happy about that. Our condominium building was built in 1965, and it's one of the few high-rise condominiums on Capitol Hill. It's 11 stories. Most of the buildings around here are 6 stories. And there was a lot of work that needed to be done in our condominium building, so our unit got purchased and got totally gutted and remodeled, and they did an amazing job. We got a brand new kitchen, bathroom, everything top-notch. It was, if we had chosen to do this, this would have been what we had chosen. And it was remarkable. We were so happy with it, and I didn't think condos like this existed that we'd be able to move right into. It was completely move-in ready.
And we weren't even looking for some place at the time. We heard from our manager in our apartment building that there was something available down the street. And so Brian came and took a look at it, and then that evening I came and took a look at it, and it was kind of like love at first sight. We really liked what we saw. And Michelle helped kind of guide that process very easily and quickly for us.
Quickly was the key word on that one. We looked at the unit on a Thursday afternoon is when I first looked at it. Dana came home on Thursday evening and he looked at it. We came back and we talked it over, and I said, I think this is something we can do, but we weren't in the market, so we didn't even know if we qualified. We had no idea. So I called Michelle and I said, hey Michelle, can you work on this? It's like, oh, and by the way, I'm leaving the country tomorrow at noon. So she basically had 14 hours to get comps, to help us write up an offer, to get us in touch with a lender. We didn't have pre-qualification, we had nothing. And Michelle put this all together, and she had it all set by the time that I left the country at 12:30 in the afternoon. It was done.
So not looking for a place, we really weren't familiar with what was available at what price points. The competitive comp information was important because I'm kind of analytic, and I wanted to look at the cost per square foot of all of these places around us. It turns out the cost per square foot here was great, so the information that Michelle provided really helped us be comfortable in a situation where we weren't even looking to begin with.
The unit itself, I was just absolutely dumbstruck that it was still available. And so that was one of the reasons when we started working on the offer, is like, I felt that time was of the essence, because it's like, I didn't know, this was on Thursday, Friday, I didn't know if by Monday it was still going to be available. Yeah. I wanted this done, and I wanted it done quickly. So that was so important to us. One of the reasons why I would recommend Michelle is, Michelle understands the difference between housing people and creating home. And she was able to see the big picture. I had gone through a horrendous summer. I had lost my sister, I had to close out the estate, and Michelle was the agent for my mother to sell my sister's condominium. So that's how we had the established relationship. That's why I had an agent when I wasn't in the market. But Michelle knew exactly what I'd gone through, and she wasn't just there to do the deal. She was there, it's like, hey, listen, we're creating an environment for you to prosper, and that's exactly what it has been. It's been a wonderful experience, and Michelle was there the whole way. Anytime we had a question, anytime I had an insecurity about either financing or what is this paperwork or
Escrow.
Well, we had some issues with we were missing some pages from a report from the HOA board. Michelle was right there, and she helped us out with everything, and it was just quick responses, very affirming, very positive, and she was always there for us.
And the real estate market is stressful. It's even more so now than when we bought here in 2016. And Michelle's ability to orchestrate all of the components of this, people, paperwork, access, was what made it work so well for us and why we would recommend it.